All right, guys, welcome back to my stupid crap. So what you're watching is me entering a park most of you have never been to because Alabama. Well, I had been to 30 parks this year, and I kind of wanted to calm down. But I live in New Orleans, where if I want to go coaster sightseeing, I have to go to an urban exploration site called Six Flags New Orleans. You may have heard of it. Taylor Bybee just talked about it. Bright Sun Films made a documentary, and yeah, I lived there. I have those credits. Who cares? Anyway, so I've been to a lot of parks, and I really needed to calm down and go to more local stuff instead of spending a lot of money. So I decided I put up like a little ad on Facebook saying, "Look, I'm about to go to some just not amazing amusement parks, but if anyone wants to join me, see you at 5 a.m." My friend Lacey, who I had just met, but now I'm incredibly good friends with, she was like, "Fuck it," and just showed up. And she missed the part where I went to like the new Biloxi little fun center thing that had two new coasters that you don't care about, I promise. I did that. I also got my 301st credit at Carousel Gardens, the only coaster left in New Orleans, a Ladybug, which doesn't matter. That's why it was my 301st credit, even though I've been living in New Orleans, most of my life, whatever. So we're entering this very busy amusement park known as Alabama Adventure. You can see we're rope dropping. I think rope drop actually already happened. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm lying, but it's almost no, it's been open a bit. Anyway, so I posted that advertisement saying, "Look, let's just go knock out some annoying credits if anyone wants to join me and just day trip it, maybe have an overnight, I don't know." So we went to Alabama Adventure as my third stop, which was gonna be like maybe the last one. We were considering going to Over Georgia after. We did. You're not gonna get a video on that, which I'll explain later, maybe, I guess. It's their selfie stick thing. They think it's a weapon. That's what it is. Anyway, patron responsibility. You need to go into Alabama Adventure, not start fights, not piss people off. Pretty reasonable stuff. So we're entering a park that really the only people who will ever be here are locals and I guess members of American Coaster Enthusiasts or something. Like it's just pretty. It's not really big. Even though I live in New Orleans, Alabama's nearby, same part of the great part of the country with great things in it. Lots of roller coasters for sure. It's still like 5 hours away. This place is closer to fucking Dollywood than it is to New Orleans, but worth coming. And the reason why is they have a freaking CCI here. I mean, like that's enough reason, right? But it's a good one. It's a good one. Rampage. Basically. Wow, I didn't set up my computer right at all for this. That's why you're hearing clicking. All right, I got a little spreadsheet. So basically, Rampage is one of the whole, like, if you want to ride all of the good wood coasters in the U.S., you really can't be skipping this one once you got into your, couple hundred credits. You really need to start looking at this place. Another one equivalent, I think, is like the one at Cliffs Amusement Park in New Mexico. I need to hit that shit soon, too. Anyway, my hype was a little up there because, you got Canopy Coaster, who's been on 7,988 roller coasters or whatever. I mean, he has it in his top 100, which is amazing, right? I wasn't expecting to get the biggest rides in the world because we, rope dropped it. Cloudy day, kind of cool, not very hot. Right now, it got hot as balls ass later, but not yet. Splash Adventure, I'm not going there because, fuck that. Water parks, like, this is not what this channel's about. So, I was going in there. I knew the rides were going to be a little cooled off, morning, whatever. So, that's probably the only reason it didn't hit my top 100, to be quite honest with you. It's, what is it? 111 is where I have it, out of 318, which is where I am now after my recent trips. Only behind the Voyage, El Toro, Ghost Rider, The Beast, Switchback, Lost Coaster, Outlaw, Ron Prowler, Phoenix, Raven, Legend, Mind Blower, Mystic Timbers, Boardwalk, Bullet, Boss, Thunderhead, American Thunder, Grizzly. Ignore that I said Grizzly. I just fucked up roller coasters. Timberwolf, Cornball Express, Apocalypse, Hoosier Hurricane, and Kentucky Reveler at Beach Bend. And then that one's next. Beating, by the way, Lightning Racer, every freaking other PTC that isn't like Phoenix, basically. And Space Mountain, just for context, it's beating some stuff, even though I didn't get the optimal rides. So we're walking up through this very, very large section, very themed, very full of families and people and stuff. And we were like, well, let's just get the credits in order, because I was with my friend Lacey, who had never really been on any kind of substantial roller coaster ever. Like Disney as a kid, maybe Space Mountain was about it. and Pepsi Cola. Look at that old ass logo, man. I do love how just the emptiness of this park. It feels very different from your usual fare. Right now, I honestly don't know what I'm doing because I'm partially a fucking idiot. Actually, a lot. Jump around. So I know what's going on. I was talking to the ride op. So the dude saw my shirt. I was wearing a coaster shirt. You know, the usual drill. And he was like, oh, what are y'all filming for your YouTube channel, whatever? Oh, yeah, walk through the park. You know what I'm doing. And he was telling me, I'm taking it you're an ACE member, right? And he just pulled out his card without me even responding because he knew my answer would be yes. And this was Lacey's first, I guess, fandom moment where, you know, just the secret society comes out of the woodwork and says, hey, how are you? And I asked, that's why I stalled so long. I'm like, where is everything? So here's their kiddie coaster. The fuck's it called? I forget, like Centi-SPEED or something. That's not right. That's definitely not right. I might be confusing. This is how little this matters. I'll be wrong. RCDB. Bama. Wow, it's actually called that. I need to trust myself more. Anyway, for a kids coaster, it's a little fun. It's a little on the jank side, a little on the actually might throw you a tiny bit side, but it's, you know, still a kids coaster. Who the fuck made that fucking Fajume Wacky World? Is that how you pronounce it? Fajume? Oh, they're from El Salvador, so Fajume. I don't know. Whatever. It's a model I hadn't ridden before, I don't think. Like, where's the rest of the fucking things? Never heard of any of these parks. Uncle Bernie. Oh, Lake Winnipesaukee had it. Huh? Speaking of Lake Winnipesaukee, I can't believe that segue actually is working here. We're now walking toward Cheddar Chase. I had been to Lake Winnie last year for the first time, and I wanted to get the 3 credits. One was a fucking kitty credit. Like, it looked abandoned. The next one was their Wild Mouse, closed, and Cannonball. And the one that was closed, I found out from a ride op when I was just talking to him that they had recently sold it to an unspecified park. Well, I found out that unspecified park is Alabama Adventure. And so you even saw it like advertised on the highway nearby, like, make sure to come over to the world's greatest amusement park, Alabama Adventure, so you can hike up a hill to go to a relocated Wacky Worm, which is like their first new coaster in like, what, 8 years? And their coaster before that was Centi-SPEED. So, you know, as far as coasters that matter, Rampage in 1998 is about all this park ever had. I guess their water park, I guess that's their priority or something. By the way, if you hear a little bit of extra lisping in my mouth when I speak, it's because of the fact that I was hosting my karaoke show about a week ago, and near the end there was a belligerent customer and his crying girlfriend, and I was just trying to talk him down and get him to not freak out, and he did. He sucker punched me in the face and knocked me out. If you want to watch the video of that, it's on my Funbox Karaoke channel, the only short I'll ever post. Hey, Cheddar Chase. So I had to like get my teeth like chip teeth, so I patched them up, and it's still healing kind of, I guess. So that's why I might sound a little weird. Anyway, I know you don't care. Why am I even talking about that? There's Cheddar Chase. So this is essentially, as we're walking up to it, my friend Lacey's like actual first thrilling ride in any capacity, really. So you know how we can only go uphill from here. So as I'm just walking this arduous journey to the world's most interesting new roller coaster, the one that had like just been fucking abandoned at Lake Winnie. Let me have a sip of this coffee because I don't even know. There's not that much to say about it. I spent so much fucking time just because the thing is, I went into this park blind, not really knowing where the fuck anything was. Granted, small park, but maybe I would have trimmed some of the fat of this video had I known. Like, those of you who, for God knows what reason, are watching this as your first video on my channel, I do a complete walkthrough of the park, regardless of whether it's interesting, and I just smoke a lot of marijuana and then just try to not shut the fuck up throughout the video so that the engagement remains high. That was an accidental, decent segue. I want my coffee that I just said I was going to have. Give me a second, man. Oh, wait, and I'm going to hit weed, too. If you don't drink water, you'll die. You need to drink water, okay? think you heard like those little sprinkle pops when I hit that weed. I think that's because like there's like a stick or a stem or something that I didn't get at, and that sucks. Fuck. For the love of shitty shit, please don't tell me that I recorded the entire walk down. Come on, dog. I know I was like in the middle of a conversation with my friend, because holy shit, you saw how lonely like every park was after my T3 video. I've been all alone and shit. I actually had company, so I'm like, all right, let me tell you this interesting story about Lake Winnipesaukee. It's like, I couldn't believe Lacey was actually interested in this non-interesting stuff. Please tell me that I at least... Do I really just do the whole... This sucks. Team members only. I wish I went in there to just get some diversity and content that I'm displaying. Really? Well, I guess we're just going to do the entire unabridged walk from Cheddar Chase to Rampage. So I guess I'll shift my conversation over to Rampage right now. So I think that if I were to visit again with a couple more enthusiasts later in the day, warmer, I'll get a significantly better ride than that, because Canopy said that, which I agree with, the front row felt a little underwhelming. But fun, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not like I just got a ride on Roar or something. It's fun, but the back is a whole different animal. You're getting those... I'm gonna talk like Canopy, since I've been like respecting him harder than everyone else right now. I got flejector more than the ejector he was claiming he got. Basically, all the spots in his Alabama Adventure Rampage review thing, I agree with all those points, except I clearly got a more nerfed version because of the time of the day. Like, only in the last year did I really genuinely process how substantial a coaster is once it's warmed up. Like, it sounds like a whole bunch of wine tasty bullshit where you're just inventing stuff. Oh man, I'm getting notes of... No. For real, these coasters warm up and they become different shit. So, on me getting what I assumed was an 80% of a ride, 75%, I loved it. I really, really liked it. And I know it would crack my top 100. Basically, I rank coasters on the best ride I've ever had, and what you're watching is all I've ever had. I think it would make top 100. At least beating Hoosier Hurricane, for sure. And what would it top? If I were to just guess, Apocalypse would probably go down. Maybe, not maybe Timberwolf. Definitely not Grizzly, because I like roller coasters that feel like losing an MMA fight, because I'm an asshole, I don't know. Rampage is not that. The back row, it's a little rough, it's a little aggressive, a lot of aggressive actually, like much more than the front, but it's a lot of fun. I really liked it. And I think it's the real only reason that anybody should ever visit Alabama. I mean, you've got Tropic Falls, former park at OA. Like you see, like their signature attraction, 2 people on the train. I mean, that's strong, right? I mean, really, no wonder they only build a coaster every 12 fucking years. All right, so what the hell was I just talking about? Oh yeah, Alabama. So absolutely, if you're going to Six Flags Over Georgia or Dollywood on a road trip, detour out to here, because like the whole Birmingham thing, it's so on the way, like especially if you're hitting Tropic Falls for fuck knows what reason, or visiting New Orleans. Come say hi to me, I guess, if you're in New Orleans. You gotta stop here if it makes sense on your trip, because this coaster is a lot of fun, and I think it's pretty essential considering CCI didn't make exactly that many fucking roller coasters, you know. Anyway, as we just, spent 12 fucking years going up this hill, god damn, like, I didn't trim the fat on this video. So there's Lacey about to go on her first wood coaster ever, and she liked it, thank God, because I was worried, because like, oh man, like, did I find a new coaster friend? I'm about to possibly lose them on a wood coaster, because a lot of people don't like that shit, and she got off of saying like, that was the biggest hit to my senses I've ever had, really, but I liked it, don't get me wrong, I loved it, I can't wait to do more of this. Wood coasters are cool, but I'm done. Like, it was just that much to her senses. And that was the front row. We did the front. I wasn't done. I mean, come on, man. This part's cool. This is cool. I'm glad I stopped here for a second. Anyway, so after she, went to go sit on a. You know how like on Roller Coaster Tycoon, people go, like the little characters go and sit on a bench after they get overwhelmed with a ride. Literally, actually, it's kind of funny. So anyway, here comes Rampage. I just hit my mic, so sorry, I fucked up. And there's the whole 2 passengers from the last train. You know, 1 train up. It's like, that's how busy this park is. I mean, it was rough. It was, by the way, Sunday, dog. This was a Sunday. In early September, too. I think it was Labor Day weekend. That's right, because I went to Six Flags Over Georgia on Labor Day weekend, the next day on Labor Actual Day. Is that the holiday? I don't know, but it was the holiday in September that fell on a Monday. And anyway, the setting's really beautiful. The ride's cool. By the way, I just wrote it. Like, just hit that timestamp in the video and you can write it yourself. I do that in the description of all my videos. And with my ranking of what is currently number 111, I'm sure that number will change eventually when I rewrite it and, you know, as I write more coasters and what have you. Pretty sick. And that's it, though. That's the problem with Alabama Adventure. If you like really cool ass fucking old school coasters, not old school, but like old school qualities, this is a pretty good example for CCI. I would say the equivalent, if you were to compare it to a GCI at exactly the same caliber, I'm liking Kentucky Rumbler at Beach Bend as like an equivalent of each of those manufacturers at the same level, but both of them have absolutely crushed each other. You know, CCI plus invented Voyage. You know, Gravity or whatever. While, you know, you have Mystic Timbers and all that China stuff, wood coaster shit, for GCI. So these are clearly stepping stone coasters for them, but they were already great then. And for that reason, I think this is worth it. And I think CCI, if you're a coaster dork, and you want to collect all the credits, you want to do all the things, like, I don't know how you don't try to write all the CCIs. So there's like a local right there who I'm talking to right now, and like he found out that I'm a coaster dork, and he was like trying to dig deep. He was like, man, as a teenager I rode the Beast. What'd you think of that? It was retract. What does retract mean? Anyway, I really like this coaster. My son told me he likes row 6 or some opinions that are just like, you know, you nod your head, you're like, that's nice. That's great for you. I'm happy for you. But internally, I'm like, okay. So I talked to him for strangely long, walking away. And that's it. I think the rest of this fucking video is me leaving Alabama Adventure. So to give a little bit, I mean, there's some flats here, I guess. But you see what you see is what you get. Like, I didn't write any of them. I can't exactly, like, you know. Looks pretty abandoned, this park, doesn't it? Damn. Anyway, so after that, we went to Six Flags Over Georgia, where I intended on recording a video. We spent the whole day there, and that was a little YOLO'd, because this was possibly going to be the end of the trip, but we just YOLO'd over Six Flags Over Georgia. And by the way, I'm going to spoil it. I saw that I didn't have work for the next couple days, so I YOLO'd even forward to Dollywood. That'll be the video after that. And it was the first time I've ever been to Dollywood, and oh, fuck. Fucking cool. You'll get a video for that, but you won't for Over Georgia because of the fucking fact that I went in holding the selfie stick, and you're like, dude, you're a fuckhead, don't do all that. And I'm like, oh shit, and I was all spooked and brought it back to my car, not realizing I could have just done it in the style of my first 5 videos and just recorded with the GoPro being held by my fingers like a twat, you know, getting my finger in the way and all of that stuff. I fucked up doing that. And I figured out the solution to my problem of, you know, just walking without the fucking stick in my Six Flags Over Texas video, which is coming. By the way, I'll just spoil everything. After this, it's Dollywood, Frontier City, Over Texas, Fiesta, Texas, and Galveston and Kima Boardwalk stuff. That's what's ahead. That's the next, like, few videos. And so I wish I got a Georgia video, but I'm probably going to go back anyway because of the Air Force One kind of looking ass. So I have to go back for that visit. So you'll get a Georgia video, you people who live in Atlanta. Just don't worry about all that shit. So I'm finally leaving Alabama, and as you can see, like, the summary of Alabama Adventure is go to Splash Adventure, go to Rampage, or honestly get the fuck out. I mean, you have to live in the area to want to come here more than once a year. if Rampage is down, you might as well just go to McDonald's. It's about the same amount of fun. So, anyway, closing thoughts. How much was even left in this fucking video? I have no idea. What's the timestamp on it? Oh, there's not even a whole minute left. The Vault Laser Maze Challenge. Maybe that's more interesting than Rampage. I don't know, because you saw how I just in and out of this park, like, hit it and quit it. Maybe this park's amazing. Maybe this is better than Disneyland, and this is the worst review you've ever seen. I mean, just evaluate your opinions. Possibly watch a better review than mine from someone else if you're actually interested in Alabama Adventure, because I don't want to do you a disservice and give you a shit review of the park, considering my reviews aren't really reviews. It's me just getting stoned off my face and saying words and hoping that they land or something. Anyway, closing thoughts. More is coming. Much more interesting stuff is coming. Like, don't think I'm only going to focus on parks that look like this. I'll see you guys soon. Probably pretty soon. I'll release my Dollywood video in a couple whatevers. And I love you, I guess. Whatever. Fuck off. Bye!